As fans watch the Marvels crash and burn at the box office, there's some people in the mainstream media that would like you to believe that all of this just happened overnight, that suddenly the Marvel Cinematic Universe just turned into a catastrophic failure. But no, this was years in the making. As soon as you decide to shift the focus away from entertaining fans, telling great stories, building great characters, and instead decide that the most important thing in the world is not telling a story, but instead pushing diversity and inclusion and pushing identity politics, that's when it starts to become an issue. And when it comes to the MCU, Kevin Feige told us he was going to do this. This has been around for a long time. This is April 23rd, 2008. Kevin Feige on inclusion. Marvel movies are now required to reflect the world in which they are made. What about here again, 2018? Exclusive. MCU will soon have more female heroes than male heroes. Well, Kevin Feige's certainly making good on his promise, but unfortunately for Disney and Marvel Studios, they've also completely and utterly destroyed this universe. But just when you think they've hit an all-time low that it can't possibly get worse than the Marvels, well, they introduced something in the Marvels that could make it worse. We talked about this when it happened a few months ago when the first leaks came out, that potentially there's a credit scene in the Marvels that could start to set up the Young Avengers. Well, spoiler alert, that scene is absolutely in the movie. And from the sounds of it, we could have something even more cringe than the Marvels, if you can believe it. Alleged leaked description of the Marvels post-credit scene sets up Young Avengers team. And we saw it happen at the end of the movie. Kamala Khan basically does an imitation of Nick Fury and shows up at Kate Bishop's house to recruit her. She's putting together a team, and it's gonna be the Young Avengers. Kamala Khan, Kate Bishop. They mentioned that Ant-Man has a daughter, Cassie Lang, coming off of Quantumania, where she was insufferable. You know who else is probably gonna be in something like this? Oh, Ironheart. Of course, we gotta get Ironheart in there. Oh, you know who else we could have? America Chavez. This is the path forward for the Marvel Cinematic Universe that they set up at the end of the Marvels. Now, whether this ends up seeing the light of day or not, I guess only time will tell, but they absolutely set that up at the end of the Marvels, which is going to go on to be the biggest box office flop in history and maybe the worst MCU product of all time, unless this thing actually gets made. And it's funny because just a few weeks ago, we saw a couple people who could be involved in this kind of beg Kevin Feige, dare Kevin Feige to actually do it. Right here, Xochitl Gomez, I think that's how you pronounce the actress's name, I'm not sure. We'll just say it for now. Xochitl Gomez makes her Young Avengers case. Doctor Strange 2 star Xochitl Gomez posted a new video on TikTok with fellow MCU actress Catherine Newton, who plays Cassie Lang, seemingly baiting Kevin Feige to make a Young Avengers project. When people ask us when they're gonna see us in a project together, and here's the TikTok right here. It's a real short TikTok. I'm not even going to play the sound. When people see us and ask us when we're going to be a project together, I don't know. Hashtag Kevin Feige. Basically begging Kevin Feige to put them together for a Young Avengers project, which clearly has already been in the works. They hinted at it a few weeks before the release of this movie. If you ever think, when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it can't possibly get worse than this, it can't possibly get worse than what we just saw with the Marvels, it's hit rock bottom, well, even in that movie, they tease something that could be even worse. What do you guys think? I personally, with the way this is flopped, with the way they're rewriting things, going back to the drawing board, completely redoing Captain America 4, Blade is getting totally rewritten, all this shit, I would actually be surprised. This would actually shock me if this thing saw the light of day, if it actually went in production with all the failures that we've seen and with the cost cutting that Disney is desperately trying to do. But like I said, just when you think they can't get any lower, that's exactly what they do. Let me know your thoughts about a possible young female Avengers and how bad you think that could be. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.